Hello, my name is Brenda Rodriguez. It's my final project. Languages are essential for personal and professional deployment. A language is going to be essential to be learning by today's society. Mastering other language, in addition to the mother tongue, is value factor when we might be part of the selection process for a job. It's necessary when traveling. It is essential when establishing business relations with other countries, and it also a aspect to take into account in the training process on any person. Language and employability of a job candidate. A language and being essential for the personal and professional development and an in-person Spanish society would have been aware of this science. 94% of Spaniards think that no language is necessary in the globalized world. According to 28 study with the Saving Bank Foundation FUNCAS. If we go on a step further and look at the impact of language on employability, hit of the master the language area, not a language increasing the chance of finding a job by 44% to qualify for the medium and high professional profiles. None of the English language will be reckoned if 18% of the population offers English is the most studied foreign language, according to that from the European Commission. 19% of European students study English at some point in their compulsory education. This language has become essential not only because it's the most widely spoken language in the world, but also because of its relevance in the labor market, the world of business, technology, and science. If I had the opportunity, I would travel with my daughter to improve my English, according to data study for the Ocean Published House. 70% of Spaniards recognize that English is important or very important, but only for study it. If we pay attention to the workplace, expert point out that a good level of English is key for the development and growth of companies. Knowledge of language must become a value-added competence in the curriculum, and in some work contents might be an essential requirement to occupy a job, especially on of responsibility. Has a study present CV Explorer shows 26% of Spanish managers and staff can speak a language other than their mother tongue. 34 affirm that they are able to function in 2D. In addition to Spanish, and up to 30% claim to speak three or more languages. What aspect favor the learning of language? Afterwards, it's very important to take advantage of the opportunity to practice the language. Watch movies or television in the original version, through the internet, join social networks at chat, sing Sign up for activities in your city which are carried out in other language. Read books, magazines, and interactive quick for warnings that allow each author to learn of each other. Ultimately, it's a matter of attitude. Be positive and proactive and enjoy experience. I think this is not as difficult we believe, is it? Therefore, before starting to study a language, we must take into account the following aspect. Motivation is essential to motivation when starting the course. In not disinterest will cause a student to turn down our school or to not international what is learning. I said myself that I can learn more language despite my age, assuming that is long-term process. If immediately result are expected, it is when you can fall into the frustration on seeing that there is no progress in learning. This usefulness of the language. It is much easier to learn a language that is not in the work or leisure environment. If is if it is a language that we're going to frequently, is it easier to incorporate in total actions. Anonymous learning, we should not focus on the teaching of the face-to-face class. It is much more useful to incorporate the language into our leisure activities. The teacher works skills and the methodology they use in their class are essential to achieve the motivation of a student towards the language.